And hello everyone, I'm Robert Anderson. Welcome to Community Magazine. My very special guest is professional men's hairdresser Grant Ellis. Hello Grant.
Hello Robert, nice to be here.
Grant, the secret is that you've been a hairdresser for how many years?
Just on 63 years.
Wow, where did this all begin, you might say?
Yes, well I left school and became an apprentice barber in Swan Street, Richmond. And it was, the name of the salon was Ross and Harold Jenkins.
And the main part of your career, of course, has been in Bayside, although before it became Bayside, it was in the city of Glenira. And we're speaking about the location of Gardenvale, aren't we?
That's correct, which has now got the coveted Brighton postcode 3186.
Now, you're in Spink Street, which is adjacent to the Gardenvale railway station, in a teeny-weeny shop, enough to maybe have 3 or 4 people waiting, and that's about it.
Yes, well, my biggest salon was sold and pulled down, and luckily I got the little shop around in Spink Street about 10 years ago.
Oh dear. And you've had a number of interesting people through your salon, if we can call it that. And I call your salon, say, budget prices and old-fashioned service.
Correct.
Now, a couple of the people that have been clients of yours over the years.
Yes, John Deeks.
Oh, the voice of Channel 7.
A couple of footballers.
Yes.
Mark Williams, known as Choco.
Yes, righto.
Brendan Gale, who was president of the Richmond Football Club.
And
Fraser Garrick, who played for St Kilda.
Yeah, and of course Brendan Gale is going to be the chief honcho of the new team in Tasmania.
Correct, if it goes ahead.
Certainly, yes. Remember the early days of hairdressing salons? Were you there when they had pictures of celebrities on the walls?
No, that was a bit before my time.
Was it?
More in the 50s they used to do that.
We had pictures of, Tony Curtis and... so many along the way.
Yes, of course.
Yes, indeedy.
Yeah. And the duck's tail hairstyle.
Now, what do you think of the mullet style that seems to be very popular with some elements of young people?
It looks good on some people. I'm not critical of it.
Now, did you mention before Maury Lockie was one of your clients?
Yeah, Maury Lockie came to me for quite a number of years.
Now, of course, he lived nearby. I think it was Outer Crescent in that area. And he came from the ABC and he had a stint here at Golden Days Radio and did a number of narratives on very special programs here at the radio station. So you would remember him as a client, of course.
Oh, yes, and I remember his magnificent voice.
Certainly, indeed.
Yes.
Now, also other things in hairstyling. Can you see hairstyling going in a strange direction? You were saying that a lot of our immigrants have opened salons in and around Melbourne.
Yes, that started about 10 years ago when a lot of people were coming out of the Middle East and settling in Australia. They seem to go into the barbering, and there's quite a lot of them now. People thought I'd just about be the last of the Mohicans.
You've survived all of this.
I have, yes.
Do you remember the celebrity hairdressers, Stephanie Dest?
Yes.
She was at 3DB and I was there as a junior back in the 60s. And, of course, she also was a media personality, a bit like Lillian Frank, who was another celebrity hairdresser.
Wasn't she ever?
Lillian
Frank.
Yes. And also, you mentioned a few of the footballers along the way that were clients. Fraser Garrick, did that name come up before?
Yes, I did mention him just before. Yes.
Well, he was a goal-kicking machine, wasn't he?
That's right.
Yes.
And he had the mullet at the back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and he was He was interviewed by Eddie Maguire, and Eddie Maguire said, "That's the worst haircut I've ever seen." Well, what he meant was the worst hairstyle.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Indeed. Now, you don't really have any competition because you have a loyalty custom, don't you?
Well, that's what keeps me going now.
Yes.
They've been amazing, the customers. They've stuck by me for all those years, pretty much. I've got the grandchildren now.
So you've even convinced a few young people to become your
still
clients.
Get a few, not a lot, because naturally they go to the younger barbers, like they did when I started.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you don't really do any extreme styles. You more or less the basic.
I don't
short back and sides.
I don't
nearly.
do what they call hair tattoos.
No.
That's where they cut lines into the hair.
Do they
I
really?
can do it, but I don't have that image.
No, no.
You know, I'm seen as the older bloke now.
And in your early career as an apprentice, you never thought of ladies' hairdressing at all as part of your portfolio, you might say?
Yeah, look, I went to night school for about 3 months, but I did not like it. So you had to go home and practice on your mum and your sister and maybe your girlfriend. I just wasn't me.
No, you stuck to something you are familiar with and comfortable with.
Well, that's right. I felt comfortable because they used to say the ladies' hairdressers, they make it in pounds, whereas the barbers made it in shillings.
Yes.
People would say to me, why didn't you do ladies' hairdressing?
But
I just said, well, it didn't suit me.
No. And, you know, any plans on retirement? Well, this is the secret you might sort of keep for a while.
Look, as long as I can attract enough customers to make it viable financially,
Yes.
and my body stands up, I'll keep going.
Well, there's an incentive to get out of bed every day
It is.
and drive to work, isn't there?
Exactly, yes. Because I'm on my own now. 2 years ago, my wife passed away.
Yes.
So I've been so lucky being able to get up and go to the little shop and chat to people.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very lucky.
And meet your financial obligations in a day or two, and then a little bit for yourself to keep things going.
That's right.
Yes. And you're a passionate St Kilda supporter, I believe.
Oh, yes. 57 years member.
And we're still hoping, aren't we?
Well, hope's starting to fade.
Well, 66 was a great year, wasn't it?
Yeah, wasn't it ever? Yeah, 67. I was just a young boy. Yeah.
Well, I think that's more or less covered your career, and you.
I'd like to say, when I started in the men's hairdressing, ladies' hairdressers weren't allowed to cut men's hair in their shops.
Really?
Yeah, and that we used to have inspectors come round, and they'd make sure that they weren't. I think they got fined if they were.
Did they really?
Well, that was that era.
Yes.
Yes.
So, are there any activity in that area that you mentioned now? Do you get the occasional visit from somebody?
Oh yeah, we have the health inspectors come in,
Yes.
make sure everything's compliant with the rules.
Good.
And they walk in at any time, so you've got to keep it up to scratch.
Have you seen any changes in the equipment that you're using from the very early days to now?
Yes.
What changes can you remember or
The
bring us up to
scissors are
date?
much better now.
Yes.
Because we used to have stainless steel scissors. Now they're made of the steel that's the hardest, not titanium. My mind's gone a blank. Tungsten.
Yes.
Yeah, so they'll stay sharp for a whole year.
And what about the various? You don't do shampoos as such, do you?
No, I don't do the shampooing.
No. What about conditioners? Any of those activities or pieces that you use along with your styling?
You mean more like gels?
Gels, yes.
And, liquid gel, solid gel, creams. Yeah.
What improvements have you seen in that area?
Oh, they're all very good.
Yes.
There's so many of them now.
Yes.
Yeah, so you just select the ones you think are the best.
Good.
Yeah. You don't sell a lot of it because so much is sold in these places like Chemist Warehouse, Coles, Woolworths, and as you know, they sell them so cheap.
So you just have
But
some...
I have a little bit there if anybody wants it, yeah.
Yes, fair enough. All right, well, I think you've had a very colourful career and there are many more years to come, and it's been a pleasure to have you at the GDR studios.
Yeah.
And I think you've been more than impressed with our setup here.
Have I ever?
Good.
Very, very professional.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, Grant Ellis has been my celebrity at GDR, hairdresser for 62 years, maybe even a bit more. Who's counting? I'm Robert Anderson, and there'll be another presentation next time we meet. Thank you.